Chaitanya Prabhu Advaita Gadata Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We're going to continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 5. We have been reading the verse 23 and 24. Started reading it yesterday and we're going to continue. Does anyone remember what did we read yesterday?
Hare Krishna.
Hare
So
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we heard from Prahlāda Mahārāja, whereas his gurus at Gurukul, Shanda and Amarka, they thought that learning about diplomacy, dharma, artha and kama was very important. But Prahlāda Mahārāja thought that it was useless and that bhakti is the highest knowledge and the complete knowledge. So he told about the 9 processes of bhakti: shravanam, kirtanam, smaranam, pada sevanam, archanam, vandanam, dasyam, sakhyam, and atma nivedanam. And he also emphasized that devotional service is for everyone. Even women, Prabhupada has said that devotional service for everyone, and even women, Shudras who are less intelligent, do devotional service and go back home to Godhead. And Prabhupada says everyone must offer everything to Krishna. We have also heard from Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna has said to Arjuna, everything you do, perform, give away, eat, you should do it as an offering to me. This is sannyas. So we heard about the sannyas, and we also heard about the 3 dandi sannyas that who carry 3 dandas in a cloth, signifying body, mind, and words. So all these should be offered to Vishnu, and then we can begin devotional service. The 3 dandi devotees, they surrender to Krishna and then can use body, mind, and words in the service of Krishna. So by body, by cooking for Krishna, and the mind by remembering his pastimes, and words by chanting his names, glorifying Krishna. And then we also heard Prahlāda Mahārāja emphasizing on, after oral reception of the holy name and description of the Lord's qualities and his pastimes, entourage, one must memorize these vibrations and repeat them, Kirtanam. So, sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, yesterday we
Hare
were
Krishna.
hearing.
Yeah, yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah, can hear me.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, we are able to
Sorry.
hear you, Deepika.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. So the best of service is to offer and to everything to Krishna and to act for his pleasure and chant his holy name. That is Adha, pure devotional service, acting simply for pleasing Lord Krishna. So one should simply be in pure devotional service, understanding we are not the body, we are the soul. We are the eternal servants of Krishna, and not be attached to possessions and identify ourselves with me and mine. So the bhakti begins from the liberated platform. A pure devotee already understands, I'm not the body, I'm the soul, and performs simply for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord without any desire for material benefits. Then we also heard from Sukdev Goswami, specifically describing Lord Krishna's holy name, form, and qualities. And we heard about it's okay to chant the holy name of the Lord Krishna, Lord Ram, Narasimhadev, but one cannot clearly understand the process of devotional service unless one hears the holy name, form, and qualities of the Lord. So, therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also recommends chanting the holy name of Krishna. at first, and therefore hearing the holy name, form, and qualities of the Lord is essential. Then we also heard about the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam that describes the name, form, and qualities of Anantadev, the unlimited form of the Supreme Lord. And Sridhar Swami has remarked that the pure devotee takes advantage of another pure devotee by trying to hear from him about the holy name, form, and qualities. So we should try to hear from the authority and try to memorize, and we should follow from what we have heard, remember, and yeah, this is where we finished yesterday.
Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you. So we were hearing yesterday specifically about Shravanam, because bhakti begins by hearing, is the first step. When we hear about Krishna, when we hear about God from the devotees. So that is how bhakti begins, by hearing. And so we were hearing yesterday about the importance of Shravanam. And the verse that you mentioned, that Anantadev, yeah. So the thing was that the those are so powerful that it can take away everyone's sinful reaction, even if they are improperly composed. So the hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord is so powerful, even if the verse is not like perfect poetry. It's okay, but they are powerful because they are glorification of the Lord, and they clean our heart. They take away the sinful reactions of the whole universe, entire world, it was said. So in that connection, that verse was quoted. So then now, because one may say, "Oh, I can't chant very nicely. I'm my grammar is not perfect, or my Sanskrit is not perfect, or my English is not perfect, or But the point is, uh, it's okay, because what is important is to glorify the Lord, the subject matter being spoken. That is more important. That's what Bhagavatam is saying. So, okay, then now we are coming to the second process, which is Kirtanam. So we are going to read the purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The hearing of the holy name has been described above. Now let us try to understand the chanting of the holy name, which is the second item in the consecutive order. It is recommended that such chanting be performed very loudly. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Narad Muni says that without shame, he began traveling all over the world, chanting the holy name of the Lord. So Kirtanam, Shravanam, when we have heard properly, we will be able to chant properly. Shravanam, we hear about the Lord, then we chant His glories. So similarly, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has advised, Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahare. A devotee can very peacefully chant the holy name of the Lord by behaving more humbly than the grass, being tolerant like a tree, and offering respects to everyone without expecting honor from anyone else. Such qualifications make it easier to chant the holy name of the Lord. So Lord Chaitanya, he's telling us how one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, he said one should tie this verse around the neck. It means we should live by this verse. We should imbibe these qualities. So what are the qualities? What is Lord Chaitanya saying?
Being humble than a grass and being tolerant like a tree and offering
Yeah,
respects to everyone without
yeah,
expecting the honor.
yeah, yeah. So we are expected to live by these principles. And and then Lord Chaitanya is saying that you can chant the holy name constantly, being humble, being tolerant, giving all respect to others, not expecting any respect. Not easy, It's not easy to do that for us. What we do is, everyone should respect me. Why should I respect everyone? We expect that, at least some of us. And then, or our ego may come in the way, and then we may not be able to act in a humble manner. Our ego is like, we think we are so big, without understanding actually we are minute. We are a spirit soul. What's the size of a spirit soul? Anyone remembers?
1/10,000 of a hair tip.
Yeah, that's how we are. 1/10,000 tip of a hair. Tip of hair already so small, and you cut it into 10,000 parts. You can't even see it. So, and tolerance, we keep on cribbing. Why is this happening to me? It's so unfair. I don't deserve it. Anyway, but then Lord Chaitanya is saying that we need to imbibe these qualities: humility, tolerance, give honor and respect to everyone else and not expect from us. So how will we be able to do it then? Because we are just being the opposite. The more we chant, we need to chant the holy name more and more to be able to imbibe these qualities. The process of transcendental chanting can be easily performed by anyone, even if one is physically unfit, classified lower than others, devoid of material qualifications, or not at all elevated in terms of pious activities. The chanting of the holy name is beneficial. So there's no material disqualification or material restrictions. Bhakti cannot be stopped by anything material. Bhakti is on the transcendental platform. Chanting of the holy name, anyone can take it up. Because why we are saying bhakti cannot be stopped? Because there's nothing, we can't say, oh, because I'm not born in a particular family, I'm not born in a particular community, I can't do bhakti. No, everyone is eligible. And one may say, oh, well, I've not read some scriptures, or I haven't done a particular pious activity. No, anyone can take up. Bhakti can be taken up anytime. Oh, and I just remembered that the devotional service in this regard, that devotional service can be taken up by anyone. That verse is spoken by Krishna, that women, Shudras, less intelligent, anyone can take up devotion. That verse is from Bhagavad Gita, spoken by Krishna. So, okay. An aristocratic birth and advanced education, beautiful bodily features, wealth, and similar results of pious activities are all unnecessary for advancement in spiritual life. For one can very easily advance simply by chanting the holy name. So someone may say, I need to be born in a particular family, or I'm not educated enough, or I'm not beautiful enough, or I'm not rich enough to engage in devotional service. No, we don't need these. We don't need any of these to engage in devotional service. Anyone can engage. Anyone can take up the chanting of the holy name at any moment. It is understood from the authoritative source of Vedic literature that especially in this age, Kali Yuga, people are generally short-living, extremely bad in their habits, and inclined to accept methods of devotional service that are not bona fide. Moreover, they are always disturbed by material conditions, and they are mostly unfortunate. Under the circumstances, the performance of other processes such as yajna, dan, tapa, and kriya, sacrifices, charity, and so on, are not at all possible. So it's true, no? Generally short living, short lives. We have short lives. This is the scriptures are saying this. This is coming in the scriptures, that what's the characteristics of people in Kali Yuga: short-lived, bad in their habits. It's not that somebody's making it up. This is the scriptures. We are we have a tendency to deviate from the proper path of devotional service, disturbed by material conditions. We experiencing such things. So it's not possible for us to take like rigid austerities. We are saying Hiranyakashipu did like austerity, standing on toes and hands up. How many of us are going to be able to do that, Or meditate. Some yogis meditate for thousands of years. Our attention span is so not so good now. So therefore it is recommended Hare I'm sorry, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevala. Kalo nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gatiranyat. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is chanting the holy name of the Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other. So we are saying, maybe let me do this instead of chanting, and that will bring me perfection. But the scriptures are saying there's no other way. And then we think, okay, let me do that. And then the scriptures are saying there's no other way. Then we are saying, okay, let me do again something else. The scriptures are saying there's no other way. We have to chant the holy name if we want perfection. We want to go back home, back to Godhead. We want to realize we are not the body, we are the soul. This is the method given to us in Kali Yuga to help us understand I'm not the body, I'm the soul. So simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one advances perfectly in spiritual life. This is the best process for success in life. In other ages, the chanting of the holy name is equally powerful, but especially in this age, Kali Yuga, it is most powerful. Kirtanad eva Krishnasya mukta sangha param vrachet. Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, one is liberated and returns home, back to Godhead. So by chanting, because we keep hearing, oh, you're not the body or the soul, you're not the body or the soul. So many people talk about this, but how to actually understand it, how to actually realize it. Theoretically, we may know, but how to act like the soul and not the body, how to, realize this knowledge. So we need to chant Hare Krishna. By chanting Hare Krishna, we will be able to understand this knowledge. And we can go back home, back to Godhead. Therefore, even if one is able to perform other processes of devotional service, one must adopt the chanting of the holy name as the principal method of advancing in spiritual life. Yagya Sankirtana Prayar Yajanti Hi Sumedasa. Those who are very sharp in their intelligence should adopt this process of chanting the holy names of the Lord. One should not, however, manufacture different types of chanting. So there are 9 processes of devotional service that are given to us, but yet, especially for this age of Kali, chanting the holy name is recommended. So we have to hear, but we also have to chant, because that is the process for this age. And Bhagavatam says that those who are intelligent will adopt this chanting of the holy names of God. So one may say, okay, well, chanting, well, I can chant anything, I can chant this or that. But one should adhere seriously to chanting the holy name as recommended in the scriptures. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. For Kali Yuga, this is the mantra that is given to us. The scriptures are saying we have to chant Hare Krishna mantra for this age of Kali. While chanting the holy name of the Lord, one should be careful to avoid 10 offenses. From Sanat Kumar, it is understood that even if a person is a severe offender in many ways, he is freed from offensive life if he takes shelter of the Lord's holy names. So there are 10 offenses to the holy name. So we should know these offenses. And Sanat Kumar, he's saying, then how can one get free from the offenses? Because we have an offensive attitude. What to do? We don't know any better. What shall we do? Take up the chanting of the holy name. Continuously chant the holy name. Indeed, even if a human being is no better than a two-legged animal, he will be liberated if he takes shelter of the holy name of the Lord. So one may not know that, oh, I am not the body, I'm the soul. One may not know, but he just takes up the chanting and he will know it. He'll be able to realize. This is the meaning of liberated. We are conditioned, we are thinking we are the body. Liberation, understanding I'm not the body, I'm the soul. So one should therefore be very careful not to commit offenses at the lotus feet of the Lord's holy name, because Lord holy name can give us liberation. The Hare Krishna mantra in this age of Kali is recommended for us, it's given to us especially. So the offenses are described as follows. A, to blaspheme a devotee, especially a devotee engaged in broadcasting the glories of the holy name. So this is the mad elephant offense. Lord Chaitanya takes this offense. Lord Chaitanya called it the mad elephant offense. To offend to blaspheme a devotee, one who is engaged in chanting the holy name, because devotee is very dear to Krishna. So Krishna takes this offense personally. And this devotee is he's engaged in preaching to everyone about Krishna consciousness. So he's even more dear to Krishna. So Krishna does not take that offense lightly. It disrupts our devotional life and creates havoc in our devotional garden. B, to consider the name of Lord Shiva or any other demigod to be equally as powerful as the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No one is equal to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, nor is anyone superior to him. So this is the second offense. Second offense is to think that that Lord Krishna, that Lord Brahma or Lord Shiva are equal to Krishna or greater than Krishna. No, no one is equal to or greater than Krishna. No one is equal to or greater than the holy name of Krishna. God and his names are non-different. So that is the second offense. The third, to disobey the instructions of the spiritual master. So the spiritual master gives some instructions. We need to follow that. D, to blaspheme the Vedic literatures and literatures compiled in pursuance of the Vedic literatures. So the Vedas are there, and they need to be given the utmost respect. And then how do we actually respect them? By studying them. Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of all the Vedas. It's the cream of the essence of the Vedas. So by studying the scriptures, to comment that the glories of the holy name of the Lord are exaggerated. Someone may say, oh, no, all these glories of holy name, no, can't be true. Think that, oh, the holy name can give me this, it can give me that. We were hearing Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Last week we were reading that what's the first thing that happens when one starts chanting Lord Chaitanya Shikshastakam. It's the truth. It's the truth. To interpret the holy name in a deviant way. The holy name is the names of the Lord, because some people, I don't know if you all have seen, some people will say, those who are not in knowledge, those who are not coming in the disciplic succession, they may just interpret the names in differently, Hare means this, Krishna means that. And then everyone is sending those messages to each other. No, we can't give meanings to the holy name like that. The meanings are given to us by the acharyas, and we need to understand that. We can't make up, oh, it means this and it means that. So then the next one, to commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name. So we may say, oh, well, I'm chanting, so all my sins are gone. I'll continue sinning and I'll continue chanting. Oh, that is an offense to the holy name. And then to compare the chanting of the holy name to pious activities. So one may think that, oh, chanting the holy name is as good as doing some other kind of a pious deed one is doing. No, holy name is spiritual. It's the highest, it's the name of God, it's God himself. Anything pious activity, those are material. Can't compare them. Then to instruct the glories of the holy name to a person who has no understanding of the chanting of the holy name. So one may not know the holy name, and then we should not tell them the glories of the holy name. So then one may say, then how do I preach? Well, we ask people to chant. We don't have to tell them the glories of the holy name right away. But when they have the faith, then we can give them the glories to strengthen that faith then. Not to awaken in transcendental attachment for the chanting of the holy name, even after hearing all these scriptural injunctions, means not getting attached to chanting, still being attached to material, having so many material attachments, and not being attached enough, transcendental attachment, not to awaken in transcendental attachment for the chanting of the holy name. So these are the offenses. Comments?
Hare Krishna. It was mentioned by Baldev Prabhu in one of the lectures that the first and the seventh one are very, very, the mad elephant one and the one that you sin on the power of holy name. And they are very, very powerful, the first and the seventh one. They can deviate us from the path of bhakti. They have so much power if we continue doing these two. And we might, because we chant every day, and then somehow it comes to us.
Yeah.
And then
It's
also,
true.
right, because also on that power of our chanting, sometimes we think that I'm the greater one because I'm doing it, and then we do it. Unknowingly also, sometimes we do these two are very, very major. Baldev Prabhu mentioned the first and the seventh one that takes us away from now, has a power.
Yeah, we have this tendency. We have. And that's what stops that's what brings a hindrance in our spiritual growth. Because we keep on doing that. Oh, I'll chant and my sins will go away by the chanting. We may have that thinking. Or we may be very offensive to devotees. We may not even realize it. So, and there is no way to atone for any of these offenses. Prabhupada is continuing the purport. It is therefore recommended that an offender at the feet of the holy name continue to chant the holy name 24 hours a day. So how, because we have these offenses, then what to do? Take shelter of the holy name. That's only what we can do. Of course, if we have offended a devotee, then if it's possible, we go directly up to them and seek forgiveness. If we have committed the first offense of offending a devotee, we go up to the devotee and beg for forgiveness. If it's not possible physically to do it, we can do it mentally, but the best is, of course, to go there personally and to take shelter of the holy name. Prabhupada is writing, chant holy name 24 hours a day. Constant chanting of the holy name will make one free of offenses. And then he will gradually be elevated to the transcendental platform on which he can chant the pure holy name and thus become a lover of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So taking complete shelter of the holy name. Because we do offensive chanting. We begin, when we start chanting, we may be offensive. We continue to chant, and if we can carefully avoid the offenses, then we come to the point of offenseless chanting, Nam Abhas. It's not yet the pure name, but it's a Abhas, a shadow of the holy name. That's why it's called Nam Abhas. And already at that stage, one gets liberated. One can understand, I'm not the body, I'm the soul. And then one continues to chant. And then one will come to the point of chanting the pure name with love. And that's the goal, love for Krishna. It is recommended that even if one commits offenses, one should continue chanting the holy name. In other words, the chanting of the holy name makes one offenseless. So one may think, oh, well, I'm offensive, so let me stop chanting. No, we continue to chant. We are offensive because we have so many of these anarthas in our heart. So we continue to chant because the holy name purifies us. In other words, the chanting of the holy name makes one offenseless. In the book Nama Kaumudi, it is recommended that if one is an offender at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava, he should submit to that Vaishnava and be excused. Similarly, if one is an offender in chanting the holy name, he should submit to the holy name and thus be freed from his offenses. So we can ask forgiveness from the holy name. Here that's what it's mentioned, that we are offensive to the holy name, should pray to the holy name, take shelter of the holy name, ask forgiveness from the holy name. In this connection, there is the following statement spoken by Daksh to Lord Shiva. I did not know the glories of your personality, and therefore I committed an offense at your lotus feet in the open assembly. You are so kind, however, that you did not accept my offense. Instead, when I was falling down because of accusing you, you saved me by your merciful glance. You are most great. Kindly excuse me and be satisfied with your own exalted qualities. So Prabhupada is quoting how Daksh was seeking forgiveness from Lord Shiva because Daksh offended Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, he is the best of the Vaishnavas. Vaishnavanam yatha shambhu. So he didn't take the offense. A Vaishnav never takes the offense. So, and here, but Prabhupada is showing that by this Daksha's example, if we have been an offender, how can we ask for forgiveness? One should be very humble and meek to offer one's desires and chant prayers composed in glorification of the holy name, such as Aimukta Kulerupasya Manam and Nivrita Tarshe Upagiyamana. One should chant such prayers to become free from offenses at the lotus feet of the holy name. So we can ask forgiveness from the holy name. Holy name is most merciful. That's why he has descended from Goloka. Golokera Premadana Harinam Sankirtan. It's coming from Golok for us. And we are taking it for granted, Sometimes we may take the holy name for granted. But the holy name is most merciful. It's openly giving his mercy to us. So we need to take shelter of the holy name, pray at the lotus feet of the holy name. That I am an offender, kindly accept me, kindly forgive me for my offenses. Kindly grant me shelter at your lotus feet. Comments?
We never even think. Knowingly, unknowingly, we keep on committing. But then Krishna is so merciful that if we chant, then he's there for us.
Yes. And we take the holy name for granted, just like Also yesterday, it was just yesterday that Laveen and me were talking. He said, we don't realize we are taking the holy name for granted, which is so true. It struck to me that, we feel, oh yeah, well, I'm going to chant whenever I want, however I want. And I'm expected that the holy name is like, kind of that, oh, you have to listen to me kind of a thing, instead of approaching the holy name with humility. So, okay, Smaranam. So the third one, after one regularly performs the processes of hearing and chanting, and after the core of one's heart is cleansed, Smaranam, remembering, is recommended. So that's the process. Hearing and chanting. For us at our stage, hearing and chanting, we can't even stress enough the importance of it. They're very, very important for us, very relevant for us. And if one has heard and chanted properly, Bhagavatam is saying, automatically we will be able to remember, because the heart is clean then, so that we can remember Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam 2, Canto 2, Chapter 1, Text 11, Sukhdev Goswami tells King Parikshit, Etan nirvidya mananam ichatam akkuto bhayam yoginam nirnitam hare namanu kirtanam. O King, for great yogis who have completely renounced all material connections, for those who desire all material enjoyment, and for those who are self-satisfied by dint of transcendental knowledge, constant chanting of the holy name of the Lord is recommended. So here Sukadev Goswami is telling Parikshit Maharaj. So anyone means he's completely renounced. He has no material desires. He has desire, and someone may have all material desires, and one who is self-satisfied. He is already understood. He has the transcendental knowledge. He's liberated. He is already understood. But all are recommended to chant the holy name. So because one may think, oh, well, after I'm liberated, I don't need to chant. No, here, Sukadev Goswami is saying, one may have no material desire, all material desire. And one who is already a pure devotee, constant chanting of the Lord is recommended. So chanting of the holy name is the process and the goal. We chant and chant to be able to chant. Prabhupada was asked, what's the goal of chanting? Prabhupada said, more chanting. We chant first to help us purify. Then, after the purification is over, one can chant with love. Continuous chanting. So according to different relationships with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there are varieties of Namanukirtanam, chanting of the holy name. And thus, according to different relationships and mellows, there are 5 kinds of remembering. So here Prabhupada is saying, there are different, there are varieties of Namanukirtanam, chanting of the holy name. Okay, so depending on what is one's relationship with Krishna, that's how one is going to remember Krishna. The relationship. Conducting research into the worship of a particular form of the Lord, concentrating the mind on one subject and withdrawing the mind's activities of thinking, feeling, and willing from all other subjects, concentrating upon a particular form of the Lord, this is called meditation. Concentrating one mind's continuously on the form of the Lord, this is called Dhruva Anusmriti, or perfect meditation, and awakening a likening for concentration about a particular form. This is called Samadhi or trance. So here the types of remembering are being said. So one chants depending on the relationship. And then one remembers accordingly. According to what is the relationship, the remembering is depending on that. So conducting research into the worship of a particular form of the Lord. Conducting research into the worship of a particular form of the Lord. So one may, conducting research. So one may want to understand, or which worship, which Lord, which form of the Lord should I worship? Okay, research into it. Or no, how should I worship the Lord? How should I worship the Lord in this form? This is what the first one is saying. How should I worship the Lord in this form? Okay, I take a bit of time. Oh, but this is, shall we go through it quickly? Then we can come to fourth Father saying, oh, you all want to stop it?
Let's stop here today.
Stop here? All right. Then.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we'll continue with this tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
So Hare Krishna, we can continue this part, right? The five one
Yeah.
tomorrow again, right?
Yeah. We are stopping here.
Yeah.
We are
Okay.
going to read from here tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.